Hey guys, this is Jen from FromHeadToToe.com, and today I have a depotting tutorial for how I depot my NYX Single Eyeshadows for my Unii Palette. Okay, to start off you're going to gather a few different things. First you're going to get some rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to pour that in a little container. Next you're going to need a little dropper, and I also have a butter knife and a piece of paper towel and my shadow that I'm going to depot. So first of all, I'm opening this up, and as you can see there's a little metal tin that sits inside. First step is I'm going to take some of the alcohol into the dropper, place that into the corners and just drip it into the corners so that it can travel to the bottom, and the rubbing alcohol is going to melt the glue that's underneath. And I'm just going to let that sit for about 20-30 seconds or so. I just want to make a note also that this technique is just the technique that I've used. I've tried a few different ones that I've read about or seen on YouTube videos, and this was just the quickest one for me. It is without heat, so it's not dangerous, and you don't break anything apart. If you're a super crazy perfectionist about not bending the metal pan, then this might not be the best tutorial for you. But I've found that depotting takes a lot of time sometimes, and this was the least amount of time for me. Okay, so after the alcohol is soaked in there a little bit, what I'm going to do is find an edge that looks like it has a bit of a gap. And I'm going to take my butter knife, or you can take something thinner like an X-Acto. Maybe flip the X-Acto so the blade is facing in so you don't actually get cut. But something, flat and maybe metal. And you're going to just stick that into the edge of the pan there and ease it until it lifts up. See that? There's going to be a bit of glue on the back side of the pan. So you're going to want to take your paper towel that you grabbed earlier and just dip a little corner of that in the rubbing alcohol and just rub that side, and you'll see that it'll melt off a little bit. As you can see, I've rubbed all of the glue off the back using rubbing alcohol on a paper towel, and it's really clean. One thing you might notice is that this pan is slightly imperfect because that's where I gouged it out with the butter knife. I'm not actually too particular about it because when they're all in the palette together you can't even really tell. If that bothers you, then you might try a different technique where the glue completely melts off the back using heat, because that will make the pan look perfect. Before you go on to the next step, one thing you might want to do is look at the back and check the number, because if you depot a bunch of these together, you're going to forget what it's called. So take the little magnets and write the name and number of the shadow there before anything else happens. Alright, so I've written the name using a Sharpie on the back of the magnet that the Unii Palette came with. I just cut it into a square. I curved the corners. The sharp corners actually stick out if you place it directly on the back of the NYX pan. So now it's a nice curved corner square. And then I take that NYX pan and I just place it in the middle of the back. So after placing that on the back, I place it down and take the butter knife from before, and I'm actually going to press it down. So now the pan lays flat to the surface, and it has the magnet really well placed on the back. So then I'm just going to take my Unii palette and pop that in there. Now it's stuck, and if I need to know the name, it's right there on the back. So for more tutorials and tips and tricks, please visit my blog FromHeadToToe.com. This is Jen, and I will talk to you guys later.